Hi, Pisces. Thanks for joining me. My name is Ginger of Tarot by Ginger. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. I am going to do a reading for the consciousness of Pisces for the month of August 2025, the mid-month of August. And I'm going to ask if you wouldn't mind, if you're enjoying the videos, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And if you really like the video, if you would put a little comment, a kind comment in the comments section, that would really help me a lot. And it's free. It's free for you. I would really appreciate that. Thank you. All right, Pisces, I'm interested in seeing what's coming your way this month. So I'm using the Heart of Fairy Oracle deck. I'll be getting a few cards, pulling a few cards from this deck, the Heart of Fairy. And then I'll use the Rider-Waite for the tarot reading and the Prairie Majesty Oracle. I'll pull a card from that deck at the end. All right, Spirit Guides and Teachers. Spirit of God, Holy Spirit, please join me to help me provide a reading for Pisces, for the consciousness of Pisces for August 2025. Help me to understand the beneficial messages you have for Pisces. Help me to hear clearly, to listen clearly, to know clearly, to see clearly for Pisces on your behalf. Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. What Pisces? Okay, Pisces, we have prick up your ears. It looks like maybe there's a horse back there looking in, and here's a rabbit looking in. Prick up your ears. What are you hearing? The Lady of Joy. Very nice. The Lady of Joy. And then the Sorcerer. The Sorcerer. Wow. Very cool. I like these cards. Let's see what they're about. Okay, let's see. 48, 48, 45, and 27. 48. Okay. Prick up your ears. Jumping to conclusions. Listening with clarity. Appropriate meaning. Look at this lovely long-eared fairy. She's literally all ears. It is very easy to listen without really hearing and to hear without really understanding. Often things are said that are perceived as hurtful or critical, when perhaps listening more carefully or in a different way would have informed you that wasn't the intention at all. Yep, I understand that. People put it out there and we receive it. Rabbits and hares have very sensitive hearing. They jump and start at any unfamiliar noise, running for safety before they see what made the noise in the first place. They literally jump to conclusions before getting the full picture. Now, in a rabbit's case, this is probably wise, since hanging around can often lead to a very short life. But as a human, it is important to take the time to really pick up your ears, prick up your ears, and listen to what is being said. And not only to what is being said, but to what it actually means. You may be surprised at how often a meaning is quite different from what you first supposed. And I think we've all experienced that. You know, we think somebody's going to say something. We know what they're going to say. You know what? That's not what they say at all. We're surprised. So, okay, so that's an important element. The Lady of Joy. Joy in the moment, sharing, and true gift. To choose the Lady of Joy is to receive a true gift for yourself. She is such an important being. To know her touch is to know pure joy. She comes to remind you that joy can be found everywhere at any moment. It has no size limits, no sell-by dates, no conditions attached. It just is. So accept this gift Find joy in the moment and pass it on. Joy multiplies when you pass it on to others. It is infinitely large, so if you give some away, you will always have more than enough for yourself. A good thing to remember in a world that can seem joyless much of the time. Fairy is a joyous place. By finding joy in the everyday, you help to make the veil between the worlds thinner and the probability of fairy contact much more likely. So do your duty for the cause of interworld communications and be joyful. Well, interworld communications. I wonder if that has something to do just with fairy or other worlds besides fairy. All right. Joyous. Spread the joy. 27, the sorcerer. Interesting help. True magic and consequences. Look at this person. Are you surprised? He's such a dull little man. Funny hat, funny nose, big ears, not paying the slightest bit of attention to you. You would think. Look again. There he is, nestled in the tree roots, listening, thinking, just about to move. And when he does, you might want to duck. Sometimes the most powerful beings appear to be the most insignificant. The sorcerer is one of those beings. He doesn't create flashy illusions and he doesn't astound with feats of magic. But if you need to call on a powerful being as you travel in fairy, he is the one to seek out. Approach him with caution. He is not really concerned with the everyday struggles and endeavors of fairy, let alone the human world. He works for his own ends, but he may help you if it suits his purpose. Think carefully before you ask him for anything. His help could have interesting consequences in the future. Just like Tony Soprano, you got to be careful. Um, if you meet him, it may be best to nod respectfully and pass on. On the other hand, when he turns up, you may know exactly what you need to ask for. If you have an intuitive flash about why the two of you have come together, because obviously you have, then by all means ask your question and see what happens, as long as you are prepared for the consequences. All right, interesting. I'm going to pause for just a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, I had to take care of my doggy for a minute. All right, so we have prick up your ears, listen carefully. The Lady of Joy and the Sorcerer. Hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to pull some tarot cards. I'm just wondering what one has to do with the other. I can see the prick up your ears and the sorcerer being closely together for some reason, and Lady of Joy just being maybe the result, or maybe, how you enter into this reading. So let's see. All right, we are going to pull cards for Consciousness of Pisces, August 2025. Spirit guides, tell us, what do you have for Pisces? I'm hoping that a new beginning, because I know that last reading I did last month showed that something new, that you had completed a cycle. So I'm hoping it looks like maybe we will be starting something new here, Pisces. That would be pretty exciting. Yes, it would. Okay. Okay, here we go. One more shuffle. And we have the nightmare card. Okay. Anxiety, high anxiety. Mel Brooks. High anxiety. Good movie. All right, I'm just going to leave that. That's your situation. Anxiety, worry. It is crossed by the Ace of Wands. I mean, if this is not a joyous card, I don't know what is. This is uh, the uh, the divine handing you the passion of your heart. Here you go, hon. Here you go. I'm giving you the energy, the passion, the idea. You just go for it. It's a gift. It's a gift. Hmm. All right. I'll read all the cards later. Okay, justice. This is the reason the reading is taking place. Justice, the need for justice. Ah, temperance, Sagittarius. Sign of Sagittarius, moderation, balance, the yin and yang. And this also has to do with justice because when things are in balance, right? When things are in balance, there is temperance and there is justice. Very interesting. That's your recent past. Temperance is your recent past. Here's your completed cycle again. This is from, this is what we got last time. It seemed that you completed a cycle last time. So this card is at the top of the reading and it points to the outcome. So I'm hoping that by the end of the reading, we're going to see what new sort of thing is coming in for you, Pisces. That's a very nice card. You have, three major arcanas right here out of 5 cards and 1 ace. So I'm going to say you're a winner. Winner, winner. Yep, here you go. Your friends are celebrating you. You are out partying with your friends. They're happy for you. They're celebrating you. So there's something that you have a job offer or maybe a marriage proposal, or you're moving because you got transferred and you're moving to Hawaii, something like that. Something great. Oh, this is very nice, Pisces. The Nine of Pentacles. She is the female CEO of a large company, of a large publicly traded company. No nonsense here. This is a lot of power. She's got a lot of personal power. Um, that's nice. A lot of money. She's very wealthy. She she is she is a great diplomat, that's for sure. And she is very well respected. That's what I'm going to say. So that's your environment. That's your energy. Well, people are fighting around you. People are fighting. It's like ridiculous fighting. It's like um, teenagers, teenage siblings fighting. It's just stupid, ridiculous fighting. Laughter leads to crying, that kind of fighting. So we'll see what that's about. Oh my goodness. The illusion of being trapped. Wow. Not sure what's going on. There's somebody here in your world who is feeling that way because I don't think it's you, Pisces. We have the Queen of Cups. This is the outcome. The world says you have a completed cycle. I'm going to say your new cycle has to do with you, has to do with you becoming the Queen of Cups, the emotionally mature, the queen who becomes emotionally mature uh, because you understand your emotions. You don't push them away. You set the environment for other people to understand their emotions. Maybe she's teaching you a little bit more about your emotions because, someone like this could have gotten used to turning off love, because when you're a woman who is at this level, you really don't have time for love. You know what I mean? You are really a busy, busy person, probably traveling a lot at work most of the time. But maybe it's time for you to start meeting new people and maybe getting involved in a relationship, in a new relationship. Okay, let's see what we have. Let me take a look at this. Pay attention. So people are talking. What I'm going to say, Pisces, is people are talking. Are they talking about you? What are they saying about you? What are they saying about you? I think maybe you're worried about people talking about you. And you know, why would you worry? It's like, why do we worry about the things people say about us when we have integrity, when we know who we are, we love ourselves, we take good care of ourselves? Who gives a crap what anybody else says about us? They're jealous. That's what I'm going to say. They're jealous. That's your situation, anxiety. I think God is saying to you, you know what? Let me distract you from that anxiety and give you something new to do. So there's a new passion, and maybe it is the desire for a new relationship. And for you, Pisces, that would be a big deal because you have really, I'm going to say that you have not been in a relationship for a while. I'm going to say that you probably haven't. And it probably hadn't been a good relationship, hasn't been with someone who was really a partner, someone who really cared about you as much as you cared about them. Maybe a taker kind of person. This could be the passion of your heart. It could be. But there is a passion here crossing that nightmare card, that anxiety card, the Nine of Swords. And you know, the Justice card is saying there needs to be a balance. You know what? How do you view yourself? You know, not like this. This is not going to work. This does not lead to a happy life. And justice is telling you you have a choice whether you're going to be anxious or not, whether you're going to worry too much or not. That is a choice you make. That is a choice you make. You could be joyful just as easily. You could be joyful just as easily. Justice says balance is needed. Balance is needed. Also, I'm wondering, Pisces, if you retired recently or if you changed, maybe, you know, maybe this is not someone seeking a new partner. Maybe this is someone who is married and maybe stopped working because you are pregnant and you're going to have some children. It could be that because this world card followed by this, you know, the ending could be anything. And the celebration of maybe the ending, I think we did that though last month. We celebrated that ending. I think the celebration is the something new coming in. That's what I think. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that you're looking for a new relationship. That doesn't have to be. But I'm going to say that whatever it is, the new thing coming in, it's something that you've been waiting for quite some time. And now it's here and you're feeling like this, you know, are you? Or is it that someone's, maybe it's someone you need to detach from? You need to detach with love from that person because you can't fix it for them. And as the Queen of Cups sets the environment for healthy, loving relationships and teaches others how to have healthy, loving relationships. And first, where does a healthy, loving relationship start? It starts with me, right? Starts with me. So I'm wondering if you have someone in your around you, maybe a child or whoever, sister, brother, who is fighting with someone and and they feel trapped and you're trying to help them, but you know what? It's out of your hands. It's out of your hands. And maybe you feel just a little bit guilty because look at you. Look at you, man. You're doing really good. Well, don't feel guilty. Be the example. Be a good example and stop. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that. Perhaps this is a codependent sort of relationship. This is another seat. I'm just going to say it's another scenario. Could be a codependent relationship, and you need to detach with love. Do you hear what I'm saying? Who cares what someone else is saying about you? Leave that alone because maybe you need to perk up your ears to listen to your guides talk to you about detaching with love. Because after this card comes the Lady of Joy. Be that. Be that example. And that's what the book said about that card. Be that example. Bring it to the world. These people, the only way they're ever going to change their lives is by taking care of themselves, just like you do. Okay. Let's see, what else am I getting here? This is very powerful. You have the Ace of Wands, Justice, Temperance, the World. Bing, 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 right after another. This is a heavy duty, this is a serious message. Pay attention, right? Pay attention to the message. It's an important message. Oh, balance is required. Maybe here for this end of cycle, it's not enabling anymore. No, hon, right? You just think to yourself, I ended a cycle a while back, and I'm not gonna have you take away my joy at something that I worked very hard at and is done now. I don't need to be doing this and taking care of anybody. No, you need to be the self-made woman who maybe is looking for a love interest, who maybe is going to start doing some workshops on self-love and um, setting the environment for that. Maybe that's what you want to do rather than spending your time on this. All right, there you go. We have a couple of scenarios here. The sorcerer, where does he come in? Where do you think the sorcerer would come in? Do you really want to ask him to help these people who are arguing and feeling victimized? Or do you want to put him in your back pocket for another day? I think that's how I'm going to leave it. Do you want to ask him to help you with these people who are fighting and victimized, or do you want to put him and keep him in your back pocket for another day? That's a question for you, Pisces. Okay. I am going to pull a Prairie Majesty Oracle card. These cards ask a question and then kind of give you the answer. Okay, let's see. What do we have? Also, they're very earthy, so they help us to grounding kind of card. So let's see. For Pisces. Interesting. What can I learn from observation? Notice. What can I learn from observation? Notice. Witness. Pay attention. Don't do anything, just notice. That's what crows do. Crows pay attention to it. They're always watching who's doing what. How do they do what they're doing? What can I learn from observation? He's got a little halo here too. He's it's as though he's becoming enlightened by observing. Become enlightened by observing, Pisces. Well, okay, so you have an interesting scenario here, a couple of them probably. Balance is what is required. Just remember to maintain your balance, maintain your integrity. Maintain your integrity, your self-love. Don't worry about, there's nothing for you to worry about. So this nightmare card in the middle, that's just unnecessary worry. All right. I wish you the best, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed the reading. And please remember to like, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. That really would help my channel. And if you really like the reading, if you would leave a kind comment in the comment section. All right. Thanks very much. See you next time.